Hello students. Hello students. Welcome to this new video on radiation exchange between the surfaces. Now in this video, let us try to derive an expression for heat transfer exchange between two bodies. Okay, let us try to derive what are all the components, what are all the terms involved in that expression. Now for that matter, what is that I have done is I have taken two surfaces which is like oriented in certain direction. Now we have to understand this. In that surfaces have taken a small elemental area. So this is body 1 and this is body 2. In this body 1 and body 2, that is which is oriented in certain directions, I have taken a small differential area dA1 and dA2. Are you able to understand? In this area A2, I have taken a small differential area dA2. Similarly, in this bigger A1, I have taken small differential area dA1. Now, if you observe here, the center point of this is joined with this. So, I have joined with a straight line, and also I have drawn the normal for this respected areas. Now that normal is, say, with respect to this, it is theta 1 for body 1 and theta 2 for body 2. And this body is maintained, these two bodies are maintained at temperature T1 and T2 respectively. Got it? So this is the normal line, whatever that I have written in red color line, which is normal to dA2, and this line is normal to dA1, and accordingly the angle which is being subtended or which is made is theta 1 and theta 2 respectively. So it is dA2 and dA1 respectively. Are you able to understand? Now from our previous discussion, I hope you have understood the definition of solid angle. So what is that solid angle? Suppose, say, if you want to find out the solid angle subtended for this, so you try to join this with the cone, that means the perimeter of this, try to join this, and from this try to draw a sphere of unit radius, and whatever the area subtended on that by the sphere in that cone is what is called as. Now mathematically we can write it can be derived mathematically that the solid angle subtended by dA1 and dA2, the solid angle that is, for example, d omega 1 is a solid angle which is subtended by dA1, subtended at dA1 by dA2, and d omega 2 subtended at dA2 by dA1. So we will write it here. Let d omega 1 be subtended at dA1 by dA2. dA1 be subtended at dA1 by dA2, and d omega 2 subtended at dA2 by dA1. So it is given by, so mathematically d omega 1 is equal to what? dA2 cos theta 2 divided by r square. It is very simple. Suppose, say, if I want to find out d omega 1, so what is that on this dA1? Join all these things and try to from this draw a sphere. So whatever that three-dimensional cone is there, whatever that area is equal to this dA2 cos theta 2 divided by, so this can be derived mathematically. Similarly, what will be d omega 2? It will be dA1 cos theta 1 divided by r square. This can be mathematically derived. If you want, you can look into the textbook. Okay. Now you just see here the energy leaving dA1 in the direction given by the angle per unit solid angle. So Now we will consider this dA1, the energy leaving dA1 in the direction of the solid angle, actually in the direction given by the angle per unit angle, given by the angle per unit solid angle. So what is that? It is given by, which is equal to intensity of the radiation IB1 from that times dA1 and cos theta 1. Are you able to understand? So dA1 is the line, like dA1 cos theta 1, you know already from that previous equation, normal to that, we have actually derived that. So it is normal to that, we have to consider that. So IB1 times dA1 into cos theta 1. Are you able to understand? So you can write it here, dA1 cos theta 1. What is that? It is the projection of dA1 on the line between the centers. Are you able to understand? So dA1 cos theta 1 is that component. Now the next is the net radiant of energy. What is that? So in that solid angle, whatever the intensity that is going to do. So this is what the energy leaving in that solid angle, correct? In that solid angle, whatever that is the net energy leaving per unit solid angle. So if you multiply by the solid angle, that is the amount of radiant energy that is coming out from each of the bodies. Now you write down the rate of radiant energy leaving dA1 and striking on dA2 is given by, Enapa, just see, I'll just write it. It is dQ, so it's a differential area, it's not Q. dQ122 is equal to what? Of course, the intensity of radiation times the area from which the radiation is coming out into cos theta 1. It is per unit solid angle. If you multiply this by the solid angle, you are going to get the entire energy, the net radiant energy that is coming out of area dA1. Now if you try to substitute for this d omega 1, that is solid angle, what is that? It will be IB1 times dA1 cos theta 1 times, what is d omega 1 here? Please write that, dA2 cos theta 2 divided by r square. Similarly, you can write it. Now I'm not going to again show everything. Similarly, dQ 2 to 1. dQ 2 to 1 will be equal to what? Same thing. IB1, IB2 it will be dA2 cos theta 2, it will be times dA1 cos theta 1 divided by r square. Now this is for dq 1 to 2. So now what is that we do? From 1 to 2, that means whatever the radiation that is coming out from 1 and which is falling on A2, that is 1 to 2. 2 to 1 means whatever the net radiant energy that is coming out of this small differential area D2 and that is falling on that. See, this body, it is radiating energy in all the direction in a hemispherical manner, but not all the radiation is being incident on this body. So only those radiation which is being seen through the solid angle, that is the definition of solid angle actually. Whatever that is being actually passed through the solid angle, that is going through the solid angle, is being considered. Are you able to understand? Similarly in this also, from the dA2 also. So basically what is that solid angle is telling us? If you try to sit here and see this body, you cannot see entire body, right? You are seeing only a part of that body. Similarly, if you try to sit here and see this dA2, not entire view of the body can be seen. So basically it is the orientation which actually matters. It is the orientation which matters in the in the radiation, and that is being defined by solid angle. Now we will write. Please consider this. Please don't forget this. So I'll write it here in the next page. The net rate of heat transfer, the net rate of transfer of energy between dA1 and dA2 is, what is that? dQ12 is equal to what? dQ122 minus dQ221. Yes or no? So here if you observe, this body is emitting and also this body is absorbing radiation, correct? Suppose if you consider 1 to 2, what is the net radiant of heat exchange that is happening if you want to calculate? This body is emitting radiation and also this body is absorbing radiation. Similarly, this also emitting radiation and also absorbing radiation. So dQ122 is this. So what is that? Finally, dQ12 is equal to dA1 dA2 cos theta 1 cos theta 2 divided by r square times IB1 minus IB2. Now we know from previously, which is that law? Cosine law, correct? If I am not wrong, that Snell's law. Like we yesterday we try to in the last video we'll try to Lambert's cosine law. What does that say? Or I can intensity of radiation and the emissivity. How does that law works? We saw in the last class, that is I'll write it here. E is equal to pi times I. So based on that, if you try to see, we can relate the intensity and the emissive power with the help of pi, correct? So we have derived that, we saw that in the last video. So basically, so what is that I can write now? We know that IB1 is equal to what? EB1 divided by pi, and similarly IB2 is equal to what? EB2 divided by pi. So therefore, what is that it is going to be? dQ122 will be equal to dA1 dA2 cos theta 1 cos theta 2 divided by r square times, so I am going to take the pi here, it will be what? EB1 minus EB2. So what is the emissive power now? It can be related using, it can be substituted with the help of Stefan-Boltzmann law. So substituted. So dQ122 will be what? Sigma dA1 dA2 cos theta 1 cos theta 2 divided by pi into r square times T1 to the power of 4 minus T2 to the power of 4. So can you see that how the temperature is entering into the picture? Correct? Now what is that we can do? Now we have only derived for the small differential area. Correct? We have only derived it for the small differential area in this entire area. Now if I want it for the complete area, what is that I need to do? So I need to do it. You write it here. The rate of total net heat transfer for the total areas A1 and A2 is given by. So if I want it for Q1 to 2, what is that? Integral dQ1 to 2, which is nothing but equal to what? sigma t1 to the power of 4 minus t2 to the power of 4. So since it is, we have dA1 and dA2, we need to do the surface integral. So between A1 and A2, so you write all these things, cos theta 1, cos theta 2, dA1, dA2 divided by r square. Sorry, pi r square. So all these things are there here. Now now we know that Q122 is coming out to be this, but also now if I want to write it for Q122, what is that? The net radiant, the rate of radiant energy emitted by A1 that falls on A2. Got it? So I'll write it here. The rate of radiant energy emitted by A1 that falls on A2. What is that? It will be, this is equal to sigma T1 to the power of 4 integral, double integral, same, that is the same, cos theta 1, cos theta 2, dA1, dA2. I'll tell you why we are doing this, divided by pi r square. Okay. Now if you see, we also know that what is Q1? Stephen's law, A1 sigma T1 to the power of 4. Now if you try to divide this and this, so if you try to do Q122 divided by Q1, what is that? It will be 1 by A1 double integral, that is A1 and A2, between A1 and A2, cos theta 1, cos theta 2, dA1, dA2 divided by pi r square. So all the T1 to the power of 4, T1 to the power of 4, sigma get cancelled out. So this is what it is turning out to be. Are you able to understand? So why I want to tell you is, you please see this one and also see this. You see this, let me just mark it with a red color thing. Please mark this. Also see this. Are you getting something here? So cos theta 1, cos theta 2, dA1, dA2 divided by pi r square, A1, A2. This is also same with A1. So this is giving what? It is a ratio of Q1 to 2 divided by Q1. Are you able to understand? So now what is that? So that is what is called as this ratio, that is Q1 to 2 divided by Q1, is what is called as shape factor. Please don't forget this. This is a very, very important concept in the area of heat transfer actually. So you can write it here. So therefore Q122 divided by Q1 is what is called as F122. This is what is called as configuration factor. Configuration factor, or also called as R, shape factor, or it is also called as view factor. So how does our equation turns out to be? Just see here. So therefore so your Q122 is equal to F122 A1 sigma T1 to the power of 4. Okay. So now you can write it as F122 A1 sigma T1 to the power of 4. Now similarly you can also get it, Q122 is equal to sigma T2 to the power of 4 double integral of A1 A2 cos theta 1 cos theta 2 dA1 dA2 divided by pi into r square. So similarly, if you try to do q221 divided by q2 is turns out to be what? A2 integral a1 a2 cos theta 1 cos theta 2 dA1 dA2 whole divided by pi r square. Now what is this ratio called as? This ratio is called as F2 to 1. I think Q2 to 1 divided by Q2 is given by this. Similarly, what is Q2? Sigma T2 to the power of 4, correct? A2 T2 to the power of 4. Sigma A2 T2 to the power of 4. Here I'll write it. Q2 is equal to sigma A2 T2 to the power of 4. So if you try to make this thing is called as shape factor. Got it? So that is what it is. So what is that? Now if you try to write it is equal to what? F2 to 1. What is Q2? Just substitute it. Sigma A2 T2 to the power of 4. So basically if you see this or 1 to 2, what is that? F1 to 2 sigma A1 T1 to the power of 4. So basically what is this? You need not have to worry about this big mathematical expression. You can just use some algebraic thumb rule which is available in the radiation, which I'm going to cover it in the next video. If you try to just simply apply some rules, if you can find out F2 to 1 and F1 to 2 with some arrangements of the bodies, you can very easily find out the heat transfer happening. Got it? Now we will come to the radiation exchange. So what will be the Q1 to 2 then? Q1 2, that is net radiation of heat transfer exchange. See, by reciprocal theorem, F1 to 2 equal to F2 to 1. So we can combine those two things and write it as, so please go to the previous expression. I'll just try to whatever that we derived here, Q1 to 2 is this. Now I can replace with F1 to 2 or F1 to 1, F2 to 1 or F1 to 2. So with that I can write it as Q1 to 2 is equal to A1 F1 to or 1 to 2 sigma of T1 to the power of 4 minus T2 to the power of 4. This is for the net radiation happening from 1 to 2, that is between 1 to 2. Or this is also equal to what? A2, you need to take F2 to 1 sigma T1 to the power of 4 minus T2 to the power of 4. So this is what the expression for. Now in the next video we will try to see, so we will try to throw some light on how to find out this shape factor. If you try to find out the shape factor, that is, it is different for different bodies. For flat it is how much, for conical it is how much. Suppose say if a body is like this, how to find out the shape factor of this body? For every surface has a different shape factor. So we will try to throw some light on this in the next video. Okay, thank you. Please go through one more time whatever the derivation that. So algebraically we have some thumb rules to find out this, irrespective of otherwise we need to go and find out this very complex mathematical and then find out F1 to 2. That is not required. So that's why there is thumb rule which we'll going to see in the next video. Thank you.